Thank you all. Delighted to be here. I would like to start by thanking ICAO for obviously the organizing the ICAO Trip Symposium with this year's thematic of harmonizing processes for free flow travel. 2024 is the ICAO facilitation year, and if we look back in what we have seen across the last years, a lot has been done around facilitation. But a lot has also been done around security. And it would be amazing if we could be here just celebrating facilitation. But we all know that facilitation comes hand in hand in the very tough balance with security, with all the threats that the governments are facing everywhere around the world, every day, and whenever a passenger is crossing borders. So it's really important that we look into the processes of collaboration and how this can be enhanced in a seamless process. So congratulations on the thematic for this year. And if we look into what the industry is bringing in terms of collaboration and facilitation, you will see that a lot has been done, as I mentioned, but there is a focus on what the future holds. And the good thing is that over these 2 days, it has been quite clear that the momentum is there and there is a common willingness to proceed through this free flow travel. So before I start, a quick note on SITA. And as you may know, SITA was created by the airlines to support the air travel industry. And this is what we have been doing over the past 75 years. Although it has not only been that, we have been consistently supporting the entire ecosystem. And that is also why we are now today present in more than 1,000 airports around the world and equally trusted partners of more than 70 governments. If we go back to what my colleague was presenting yesterday, at SITA at Borders, we are focusing on 3 main customer journeys. One is the digital clearance, the traveler data, and the intelligence and targeted or risk analysis. This all combined will allow the different stakeholders from the airlines, airports, and governments to establish a seamless process for processing the passenger with the utmost levels of security. As you can see here, we are supporting countries and governments around the world. So if we go back to what is digital clearance, most of what we have been working on relates to digital travel and digital identity, digital travel credential and digital identity. So just imagine a world where I would be in control of my own identity and I could be traveling around the world without the need of presenting any physical travel documents. On top of that, that would just be the case, not just in airports, but also in other border crossing points, like land borders and sea borders. And I would be completely trusting the solutions because they would respect what are the levels of privacy and security. I think at this stage, and I'm the one standing between you and the reception, it's pretty clear to everybody that the solutions are there and the technology exists. In fact, we have been doing that as SITA, working with governments around the world, and I will give examples how we are facilitating in this collaboration for a free flow travel. But also, I would like to say that with the positioning that SITA has brought over the years, we now are leading with biometrics in more than 5,000 airports. And this is obviously really important, not just for border crossing, but also for passenger facilitation. And also, through digital travel credential, we are now moving into expanding and expediting the processes before you reach you even depart and before you reach the check-in process. I will show you some videos later on, but in the meantime, I would like us to move on to one important contribution that SITA has, because being part of the industry brings a lot of responsibility to us as a company as well. We started around 2007, 2008, a passenger IT insight report that was supposed to be helping a part of the community and has been consistently bringing valuable insights to the entire industry. I still remember when I was in my 2007 company, looking into the report and thinking how valuable this was, these insights and contribution from SITA to the industry. So this is something that, in the spirit of collaboration, we have been very happy to bring, not just for the airports, but also for the airlines and the entire industry. So if we look into the 2024 report, the takeaways are very clear. The passengers are ready, as we are as an industry as well. The passengers, as you can see, consistently range in the 84% regarding their willingness, not just to share their identity with airlines and airports, but also having been processed by the digital travel through the government. So you will see that, and I invite you all to look into the details of the report, but the key takeaways are that, in fact, we have 85% of the passengers able to proceed with digital travel and willing to proceed with digital travel. So this is a very strong indicator that the industry should move in this direction. And I think we all have seen over these two days that this is in fact where we are going. This needs to come with a lot of responsibility, because there will be solutions that will probably provide digital travels, but this needs to be done with the utmost responsibility and respect for privacy and security of the data. Otherwise, we will compromise the trust of our passengers and may undermine the entire system. So if we look at the benefits that digital travel brings to the entire ecosystem, it's quite clear that all stakeholders will benefit from the digital travel. Governments, airlines, and airports will benefit in their own strengths and processes in streamlining the processes that they have today with extra security and increased seamless passenger flow, for example, in the airports, and additional satisfaction, for example, for the airlines. If we move from cold and beautiful Montreal to a paradise on earth that is Aruba, we will see one of the most flagship processes that, and collaborations that SITA has been engaging with. This is just a quote from the CEO of Aruba Tourism Authority. And with Aruba Happy One Pass program, we have consistently been growing the capacity of the entire airport for processing passengers, but also increasing the level of security because of the pre-clearance that we have with digital travel credential. So the customer, in this case the Aruba ecosystem, the Aruba island, as a projection of innovation and also increased demand and need for additional capacity, has engaged with us into using digital travel credential, automation of the border crossing points through e-gates and kiosks, but also, and really important, through the use of biometrics. So the positive impacts are clear. It's a better experience for the passengers, a full experience for the entire ecosystem, and increased security and additional capacity usage by the airport itself. In terms of the enabling technologies, digital travel credential, the verifiable credentials, and the biometrics were key for this entire process. I see that I have 5 minutes, and I would like us to move to the videos. So I invite you to meet Jacob, Jacob will be in a travel from London to Montreal. We will see 4 stages of this travel that are pretty much aligned with what we can help you with in terms of pre-processing the passengers, in the check-in process, in the processing through the airport, and then in the country when the departure country, the arrival country, I mean. So, can we play the video, please? So, in this video, we are showing what could be an example of pre-processing through creation of digital travel credential. This could be applied also to electronic travel authorization or mobile travel authorization, like we are doing in Australia, or any kind of declaration that would expedite the pre-clearance process before even departing the country. So once that is done, there is a process, obviously, for the flight check-in and the processing at the airport that will come later. But we can, until the moment we are checking in and until the moment we are actually boarding, we can interact with the arrival country. So what we will see in this video is the process of validating the information that was previously sent by Jacob in his digital travel credential. So in this case, he would be providing his digital travel credential that he created previously, and that would be transmitted for the arrival country, in this case, Canada, that would be able to validate all the information before doing the check-in. Now, when you arrive at the airport, it's a combination of both passenger facilitation, and that can be done through automation, and the border crossing processing as well. So we at SITA look at this in a holistic way. So the entire process is something that started when we created digital travel, but the visible part and the one that creates or alleviates pressure and increases capacity is actually visible once you are being processed at the airport. And in this case, we illustrate also what could be the potential use of the self-baggage drop with the digital travel credential and biometrics. Border crossing point. In this case, the information would already be sent in advance, and a simple validation of biometrics would identify the travel or validate the traveler. Upon arrival in Montreal, because the government would already have all the information, and including the biometrics, the e-gate automation could be used as we are doing, for example, in Aruba. And finally, what we see here is useful not just for the passenger processing at the airport, but the way that we look into digital travel credential is an enabler, is a point of entry to the entire ecosystem of travel in the country. So what ideally could be done is an innovative modern country that would be using digital travel credential as an enabler for multiple services that could go from hotel check-in, rental of cars, to the entire process with added security, better experience for the customer, and better usage of the capacity. As some of my colleagues have demonstrated, this process needs to be secure, so data privacy and security is of utmost importance. Privacy, obviously, is really important, and the passenger needs to be in control of the information and his identity. So he must be in control of how he discloses his identity and credentials. And obviously, as well, this needs to be trusted. Otherwise, as I mentioned earlier, it may undermine the trust of the passengers. So thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much to ICAO once again, and congratulations on the 80th birthday.